Well, hey there, my little magical muffins. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I am going to start the YouTube Pagan challenge, and because I'm late to the game with everything, this video is going to entail the first 4 weeks of the YouTube Pagan challenge, and then here in a few days I'll probably be uploading weeks 4 through 8. First and foremost, I wanted to start out by saying thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I am so excited about where this channel is going to take me and all the things that I'm going to learn from all you wonderful people. And yeah, it's just so appreciated, and I love seeing how much support is in this community. It's really a warm, fuzzy feeling. So why don't we get started to the point of this video, which is the YouTube Pagan Challenge. So the first question is show and tell. Your grimoires, notebooks, journals, etc. What type of book do you prefer? So, since I'm pretty new to everything, I haven't really started a Book of Shadows yet. I need to acquire a lot more information than I have right now. However, when I do acquire information, I tend to write it down in journal form. I write the information down and then I'll sort of reflect on it, my thoughts. That way I get sort of a better idea of, you know, where this journey is going to take me. You know, I think a lot of times when you're trying something new out or learning new information, you're just trying to eat it all up, eat up all that information, but I really think it's important to sit back and think to yourself, how do I feel about this? How does this impact me? How will this impact my future? So yeah, journaling is just really important to me, and it has been my whole life. I have dozens of journals. This video is just the tip of the iceberg of what I have. And some of these journals I've just started recently because I filled up the other ones that I was using. So yeah, journaling is super important to me. And you will be able to tell in this video that my journals are super janky and have this homemade feel to them, so don't judge me, judge Judy. So the first journal that I wanted to show you is targeted towards mental health and positive affirmations and just keeping my mind happy, because I think it's super easy to get caught up in the daily mundane life and get bogged down with stuff. So I need an outlet to take those frustrations out so that I stay a pretty well balanced person. So as you can see, I like to decorate the covers of them. I just use composition notebooks. This one I've had for quite a while. I started it when I was going through sort of a rough time, and it's really fun to go through your journals after they have some age to them and sort of see how you've grown. So in this journal, I tend to make it more visual, if I can get to a page that illustrates that. I'm not doing good at proving that this is a visual journal, but sometimes I just like to draw pictures, paste those in there, write my thoughts on the picture, or I'll find, like here, I found just some affirmations on the internet that I liked, and I'll paste those in there, write my thoughts on those. So on this page I have a little meme that says, there's no Wi-Fi in the forest, but I promise you'll find a better connection, which is so true. Sometimes I'll just let my phone die and don't even charge it, because I think having that break from technology and, you know, people getting angry when you don't text them back fast enough, it's too much for me. So I'm like, girl, let that thing die. Anyway, so here's another one I liked. It says, it's okay to be a glow stick. Sometimes you have to break before you shine. So, you know, 7 things mindful people do differently. I think mindfulness is a super important tool, especially when, you know, in your practice, in my practice anyway. This is another thing that I resonate with really well, is if you're depressed, you're living in the past, if you're anxious, you're living in the future, and if you're at peace, you're living in the present. So just little things I try to keep in mind, and things that I feel like represent me. Journal. My second journal that I use, and I just made this journal a few days ago because I had filled up the previous one. I found this this newspaper clipping. It says wearing adult diapers or padded underwear may no longer be necessary. And then I found a picture of a man that looked like he was smelling, so I was like, oh, perfect. So anyway, yeah, like to decorate the outsides. Any reason to use Mod Podge, I'm there. So this one is just sort of more of my like witchy stuff. So like I said, I just started it, so there's not much in it. But I'll do like a daily tarot draw, write my reflection on that, you know, write things about gods and goddesses as I learn them, or, you know, whatever I find valuable to me. My next journal is, this is actually my tarot journal. So this was given to me by a lady I do volunteer work for, and she was actually one of the first pagan people that I really got to know, and she gave me this journal for my birthday, and it's sparkly, which sparkles are my favorite color, so perfect for me. And it's got peacock feathers, which reminds me of divination for some reason, so I use this as my tarot journal. And how I set up my tarot journals is I started, you know, I did a few pages on the major arcana, and then after that I am dedicating one page to each of the minor arcana. I'll start out the page with my uneducated interpretation of the card, and then I'll go into keywords to trigger my memory on the textbook meaning, and then I'll go into further detail on the actual meaning of the card. So I use this all the time, and this is totally an invaluable tool. I love this journal so much. And then the last book that I have, this is sort of my book of mirrors on the go. I call this my thought jot journal. I actually ordered this this journal on Amazon thinking that it was going to be my book of shadows, but I didn't really read the Amazon post very clearly, and it was itty bitty teeny tiny when I got it. So this is just something I keep in my car or in my bag wherever I am. And I just sort of use it to write down thoughts or things that I want to remember to put in a journal later, or a video, or whatever. So those are my journals. So the next question is, how do you protect or consecrate your books? So actually I've done a lot of these things ever since I was a little kid. I kind of treat my journals like a mojo bag. So I like feed them once a week. So I'll like take protection oil, or run them through incense, but I'll like anoint the journal once a week just to kind of make sure that it's protected. But I also, with these journals, I actually bind them with ribbon. So I'll show you guys here. But I'll also anoint these journals with oil and you know, sort of keep them charged and protected. But I actually tie a ribbon around them like that, just like a pretty little package. And I actually keep these under my pillow so that they sort of get my energy. So that's pretty much how I protect and consecrate my journals. The next question is how to organize your book, table of contents, bookmarks, etc. So actually I don't really have to worry about organizing my books because my sections are organized by books. So I have mental health stuff, I have witchy stuff, I have tarot stuff, and then I have, you know, just another thought journal. So once I make my book of shadows, all the information will already kind of be divvied up for me, and then I can more easily make a table of contents and things like that. So the last question is how to start your book, getting over perfectionism, creative techniques, etc. So actually, you know, in my personal practice, I'm just like, go for it. Like, just get a scrapbook, write down all the things that are relevant to you, and just go for it. You can always upgrade later, but I think the most important thing at first is just getting the information. I mean, you can't organize or plan any sort of book if you don't have the noggin juice. So in the future, when I do finally get my pretty book, I'm not going to be super worried about perfectionism, and mainly because we're humans. We're imperfect beings. We're, you know, nothing is perfect in the world. So I'm not worried about messing up a book. I actually plan on making my own Book of Shadows when the time comes. I'll probably do that once I've been practicing for a year. So when you're starting out, you know, it might be really appealing to go out and buy this big, expensive, pretty book, but really and truly, you don't know what you're going to use. You don't know what's going to work for you. So I plan on having a bunch of Book of Shadows by the time I die. You know, my path is never going to end. I'm never going to stop growing and moving forward. So, you know, I expect my beliefs and my practices and everything to change throughout my life. And once I have a stronger idea of what actually works for me, then you know, that's when I'll go out and bind my own book or whatever. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. Thank you guys to all the new subscribers. Can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It's been such a wonderful week. Like, I've literally been on cloud 9. Also, I've been spending like my evenings just like looking up the hashtag BeTheWitchyChange and going through all the videos. I also wanted to mention that I started a playlist on my channel with all of the BeTheWitchyChange videos, so you guys can go check that out if you want to. And I'm gonna be, you know, searching the hashtag weekly and adding to that playlist as time progresses. So I hope you guys enjoy that. What else? Again, had to write in my journal about the things I wanted to mention today. I also think that I'm going to be making a Positive Pagan Challenge video like once a month. So I'm going to take like my top 5 favorite new channels, and I'm going to do a whole video just dedicated to highlighting them and letting you guys know to go check those people out. So again, thank you to Random Witch for starting this movement. I'm so glad that this is causing some serious waves in this community. And thank you to everybody who has been supportive, and to everybody who's creating content and being a part of this. I think later on this week I'm going to do a house tour before I move, because the lady that I live with right now has a lot of oddities and spooky sort of stuff. So I think that would make a fun video, and plus I wanted to document where I've lived for the last year. Before I move, because it's really cool, and that way I can show you guys some of my like little crafty stuff and things like that. So I hope you guys like this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I know I keep saying that, but anyway guys, I hope you have a really great day, and be safe, love one another, be nice to people, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.